Thank you so much, Timmy. Thank you so much. All right. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever you're coming from. Again, my name is Jennifer J, and what I'm going to show you today is how to use these AI solutions
This
in
meeting is being recorded.
I'm going to show you how to use these AI solutions in your business. So let's get it started. All right. Again, I am definitely going to show you. And the difference is when I present is that my motto is I can show you better than I can tell you. So there will be some interactive segments in this webinar, okay? So let's just first start with today's agenda. So what we're going to do first is talk about the problem, right? What problems are businesses having that AI solutions can solve, right? And then I'm going to show you what AI solutions are available, and I'm going to show you how they work, okay? And then just some housekeeping. So for me, I know people always ask replays. Where can we catch the replays, right? The replay will be on the Atlanta Black Chambers YouTube channel. So that's where you'll be able to catch the replays. Also, questions. I would like for you to put your questions in the chat, and you could put a Q in front of it. If you want to hold your questions to the end, you can, but I won't entertain questions during because I want you to get the information first and then ask questions. We can always go back to slides and all of those things. So that's just so we can get through the information. All right. So, and the information, this is my legal disclaimer, okay? The information and strategies and techniques are my experiences and the experiences of my clients. I don't speak for other people. I don't speak for other businesses. I only speak from my own experience and my own clients, okay? And the results you may see are based on certain factors that are unique to individual businesses, right? Which means the results I show may not be the results you get, right? So we get out of things what we put into it. And so I just want to put that legal disclaimer out there. All right. So who's that girl, right? Who am I? Okay. So again, I'm Jennifer J. Yes, that is my legal name. My legal last name is J-A-Y. All right. And I am a business system and automation specialist. Okay. And so I've been doing this since I was 14. Yes, 14. I grew up in my family's construction company. My dad started me out writing payroll checks, writing out payroll checks. I know I'm telling y'all how old I am. This was before computers, right? And he incrementally taught me from there each individual piece of how to run the construction business. Now, at this time, there were no computers. So everything, the systems that he had were manual, right? They were notebooks and paper and all of that, but he still had a system. And so then I went on to get my degree in IT. Later down the line, I hacked into a LMS system in the country of Moldova to show them how people are able to get into their site. And then I wrote a report to tell them. So it's equivalent to if you told somebody, hey, come security proof my house and tell me the vulnerabilities where people can break in at. So that's pretty much what I did. And I've been the mastermind behind the automations and strategies for many popular 6, 7, 8 figure businesses and corporations. And so my mission is to help automate 100 small businesses a year, right? Because this is something that we just don't know about, right? And so, why am I doing this? So, I'm doing this because I want to provide transparent information. I want you to have the information so you can make an informed decision of what you want to do, not the fluff and the hype and all of these things. I want to give you the real information and how you can apply it to your business because I feel like that's what's missing a lot of times when we're taking in other content, right? And then I'm going to show you real strategies that you can use, right? with the real AI solutions. So that's my little spiel on that. So now I want you to think about this question. All right. How much business have you lost this year because you couldn't follow up fast enough? And while you're thinking about this, I'll tell you a story. So my best friend was looking for a landscape company and a fence company. And so when he reached out to the landscape company, it took 20 days for them to respond. Now, this job was going to be upwards of $5,000 or more, right? And so when my friend finally talked to them, he said, "Man, I already found someone, but wow, how many of these calls do you miss in a week?" And the response was like, "Yeah, about 5 to 10. It's just only me, and I can't do that." Now, I just told you it was upwards of $5,000, right? So 5 to 10, you do the math. On the low end, this company is missing 25,000 a month, and that's just accounting for what he's missing in a week. So now I ask you again, how much business have you lost this year because you couldn't follow up fast enough? So when someone reaches out to your business, and we can't be everywhere, right? A lot of times people think, I don't have leads. I need more people to come in. No, you need more ways to be able to capture those people fast enough, right? And so according to a 2025 small business marketing report from Constant Contact, 27% of businesses fail to follow up, right? And so we just saw what failing to follow up means as far as revenue. That is life changing revenue, right? And that's just in that industry. So if you look at how much someone is, how much your lead value is, right? What is a customer worth to you? How many of those opportunities are you missing, right? And so that's why I'm doing this, to solve that problem, okay? And so I want to talk about why AI and automation are a must in today's business environment. So, right now, businesses who need to have their phones manned are currently paying like $600 a month plus $1.50 a minute just to have their calls manned, right? And so, for after hour call center, they're spending like on an average $900, and that's depending on call volume. So then if they wanted a front desk admin to take calls, that's like $3,000 a month. And they take the calls when they feel like it, right? Because it's other things that if you have an employee, you got to pay for, right? And so this is what we're looking at. These numbers are crippling to a business that's trying to stay afloat, right? And so right now, the reality is most businesses are experiencing this right now, only because they don't know of the solutions. And that's why I'm presenting this. So most likely you're overpaying, and when I say overpaying, it could be money or your stress equity, right? You're overpaying for something AI can handle, right? You're losing business if calls aren't answered. And not just calls, text messages, Instagram DMs, Facebook Messenger. I missed a huge opportunity to work with someone really huge by not checking my DMs and my Facebook Messenger. I'm telling y'all, it was huge. It was huge. But you don't know what you don't know. But you're also reliant on outdated and expensive solution when better alternatives exist. So, what are those alternatives? So, these are the AI solutions that are available to help you, right? So, you have the AI voice receptionist, you have the AI automation solutions, and then you have AI lead management. So, we're going to discuss each one of these right now. So if you look at the voice agent, right? So the receptionist. So if we look at an AI voice agent, an AI voice agent will answer the phone 24/7 and doesn't miss a day, doesn't have an attitude, doesn't offend people, right? It uses sales techniques to book calls. Okay. So if you're a business that uses your phone, you need to book calls, your service base. This is excellent for you because, again, we can't be everywhere. Just like you're here. If someone calls and you stop to get that call, you're going to miss this information. So this is why we have them. Also, they're able to route calls, right? And these receptionists, now let me explain this too. These receptionists are not like when you're calling your bank, you're yelling, agent, agent, representative. Oh my good. And you're so frustrated, right? So I'll give you a prime example. I had my daughter test out our AI agent and she was like, oh yeah, it's not as bad when you call the bank because it's engaging, right? And they're equipped to handle your business operations delicately, right? Because we're going to tell them what to do. And so, what I want you guys to get into the mindset as I'm presenting this information is just like when you hire an employee, you tell that employee what to do. You tell AI what you want it to do, what you want it to say, what you don't want it to say, how you wanted to handle calls. So the same way you would do that for a person, you do that for AI, right? Now, one thing that I love is those pesky spam callers, right? I don't know. I feel like one month Google was just calling me back to back and sending my number to all different agents, right? This AI will tell them, hey, it seems like you're trying to sell us something. Thank you. Please remove us from your list. So now that stops all of those spam calls, right? And then if you have a call tree, right? Let's just say you need your calls to be routed to different departments, different numbers, different people. You can have it do that as well. So it'll transfer calls, it'll do cold transfers, it'll do warm transfers, it'll do what you want it to do. Okay, so now let's look at some statistics. So I know you'll see yourself in some of these stats because we do some of these things too, right? So 34% of callers hang up and never call back if you don't answer, right? And they'll just keep calling other businesses until someone answers, pretty much, because they're trying to get things ticked off their list. So if they need to get that done, they're going to call till they get a response, right? Now, I want to know from those of you in this room who in here has done that. Put a one in the chat. I need to put a one in the chat because I know I've done it. Like, okay, nope, didn't answer. Okay, nope, didn't answer. Because we're busy. We are busy. We are doing so much. And we need to get things ticked off our checklist and done, right? So yes, yes, I see all the ones. All the time. Yes. All right. So we know we do this. So we know the people are doing it, right? And so the most alarming statistic is 62% of calls go unanswered or unresponded to by businesses. So it's not because we like to ignore the phone. I do, y'all, but it's not because of that. It's because we're busy, right? Or I just told you Google was like spamming my phone. So I stopped answering it. And this was before I had my AI agent on there. And so a client was trying to call. And I'm like, well, that's not the process anyway. I don't know why you try to call, but okay. They were trying to call and they were like, I was trying to call and blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I'm sorry. So we know that's true, right? Because we've all done it. And then for all of you who love SEO, 60% of consumers call a business after finding them on Google. Now let's flip this. Think about Siri. I had to make sure mine was off. Think about Siri for a minute, right? So when people are using Siri and Alexa and all those other things, and they're asking for something, where do you think it goes? It pulls up Google. So if it's asking for a business coach in Atlanta near me, it's going to pull up who's ever listed in Google and then be like, would you like for me to call? And so it'll call. right? You're in a car, you're driving, you think you got it going on because you telling, I got an assistant, right? And so it pulls from Google. So we just want to keep that in the back of our mind. And then 85% of people abandon calls if they go to voicemail. Nobody wants to leave voicemail. No one does. It's the same with the first statistic. So how can we fix this? Now, this is the interactive part of the meeting. I need a volunteer. And before you volunteer, I'm going to have you interact with AI. I need you to be in a quiet environment and I need you to be able to speak clearly so that it can hear you because we're doing this over the internet. And you want to make sure that your internet is stable. So before we get started, who would like to volunteer? Okay. Okay. Carrie and Renee. All right. Okay. So what we're going to do is I am going to show you how this works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up my demo page and I'm going to have you interact with my AI demo agent. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to press the button and you're going to talk. So Carrie, speak to me so I can make sure I can hear you clearly.
What's up, Jennifer J?
What's up, Carrie? Okay, great. All right. So I'm going to be quiet and let you interact with the AI fully through. Okay.
Okay.
All right. So let me share that page. All right. Wait, 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 wait. Let me make sure I share sound. Okay. All right. Are you ready, Carrie?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Hello, this is Mia, an AI sales representative with Premier Business Systems. May I have your name, please?
Carrie.
Hi, Carrie. Are you interested in participating in a role play demonstration to see how our solutions can benefit your business?
I would.
Great. I'll ask you a few questions about your business so I can tailor the role play demonstration to your needs. Let's start with your full name.
Carrie Welch.
Thanks, Carrie Welch. Got it. Next, could you share your best email address?
It's Kerry, Kerry, at klpconsultingllc.com.
Thanks for clarifying. So your email is carrie at klpconsultingllc.com, correct?
Yes.
Thanks for confirming. Now, could you tell me the name of your business?
KLP Consulting.
Got it, KLP Consulting. Could you describe your business in a few sentences?
Yeah, so I'm a business coach that focuses on profit strategies for small and mid-sized business owners.
That sounds fantastic. Helping small and mid-sized business owners with profit strategies is such a valuable service. What would you say is your best-selling service?
The one-on-one coaching after performing an initial full business assessment.
Thanks for sharing. Before we start the role play, I'll act as a sales representative for KLP Consulting using the details you provided. You'll respond as if you're a potential client inquiring about your business. Ready to dive in?
Yes.
Perfect. Let's begin. Hi there. Thanks for reaching out to KLP Consulting. My name is Mia, and I am here to help you. I understand you're interested in improving your business profitability. Could you tell me a bit about your current challenges or goals?
Yeah, so my biggest challenge is keeping reliable employees, creating
Yeah.
leads, and actually being able to fulfill the engagements successfully because it's mostly just me right now because of the employee issue.
I hear you balancing lead generation, fulfillment, and managing everything solo can be overwhelming. At KLP Consulting, our one on one coaching starts with a full business assessment. This helps us identify the root causes of challenges like employee retention and lead generation, and well create a tailored strategy to address them. Out of curiosity, how are you currently finding and managing leads?
So I've got, of course, all the internet sites that I can manage. I've got the Google Business Profile, the LinkedIn, an Alignable account, Facebook, and then also I do a lot of lead generation through local networking events that are
Yeah.
in person.
That's a solid mix of online presence and in person networking. Sounds like you're putting in a lot of effort to stay visible. During our one on one coaching, we analyze how these channels are performing and explore ways to optimize them, whether it's streamlining your online profiles or leveraging networking events more effectively. Would you say your biggest priority is improving lead quality, or is it more about finding ways to handle the workload once the leads come in?
It would be the lead quality, mainly because low quality leads to a lot more work.
That makes total sense. Focusing on higher quality leads can save you time and energy while boosting your results. In our coaching sessions, we dive into strategies to attract the right audience, like refining your messaging or targeting specific niches that align with your expertise. How does that sound so far? Would you like to explore how we can get started?
I would. Are we able to schedule on a different day though? Because I am running short on time right now.
Absolutely, we can schedule this for another day that works better for you. Let me know your availability and we'll set it up.
How about July 1st at 2?
Let me check if July 1st at 2 p.m. is available for scheduling. July 1st at 2 p.m. is available. Let me go ahead and book that for you. Your appointment has been successfully scheduled for July 1st at 2 p.m. If anything changes, feel free to let me know. Looking forward to connecting with you then.
All right, thank you.
You're welcome. Have a great day, and we'll talk on July 1st at 2 p.m.
All right. All right. So, how was that for you, Kelly? Carrie, sorry.
No, it's good. Um, I'm curious about the time. I said 2 p.m. specifically without giving like a time zone because I'm just wondering because a lot of my work specifically is done virtually, and so it doesn't matter what time zone it is. So I'm assuming so I shouldn't assume, right? First three letters of assume. But um, how does it recognize the time zone, right? So if
Yeah,
I were East Coast or West Coast and I said 2 p.m.,
right.
like whose time is it?
Right. So remember, this was just a demo and it's going to be customized to your particular business, right? And
Mhm.
so what it'll do, like mine that's in my business, it has a specific calendar. So number one, I have it to say, give them three options for appointment. So you remember I told you we tell it what to do,
Yeah.
right?
Okay.
And so we would tell it like, okay, I work with businesses in different time zones. But if they're calling your business, you can tell it, hey, make sure you reiterate it's the Eastern Standard or PST time zone, right? So this was just a demo to get you to see how it just can come back and ask you questions about your business, right? I haven't met you until today. I don't know you. I didn't pre-program that. So if we were to keep going and have everybody else do it, it's going to take the information that it has available and ask those questions, right? And so I also have it programmed using the NEPQ sales techniques, right? So to be able to create that emotional response from somebody or ask them questions. So that's the voice AI. And when we talk about voice AI, I just want to reiterate the things that we talked about. I'm gonna go back on my slide just so we can talk about it, right? So when we talked about the voice AI, we talked about ability to be able to answer calls, ability to be able to book appointments, put spammers in their place. What you just saw from me was where you could go to a website and you could just talk to the AI through the through that widget, and you don't have to call in, right? So you can use that for things like, okay, it could be on a checkout page in case somebody has questions. They could click that and talk to the AI and get answers, because we're going to fill the AI's knowledge based brain with all the questions that someone may ask about our business, right? And so it'll be able to answer. So if it's pricing questions, we're going to put the pricing details there. Again, no different than if you had someone who was working in your business. Okay, so we're going to move on to the conversations agent. Thank you so much, Carrie, for being our volunteer today.
Yeah.
All right, and so the thank you. And so the conversations agent. So conversations, think about any conversations you may be having, text messages, DMs, chats, it can instantly respond to website chat widgets, right? So like I have a live chat widget. You know how you click that chat widget, it can communicate with people through the chat widget and not just give them static responses, right? And so with putting this chat with this conversation bot, let's just call it a bot, you're able to solve that speed to lead, right? Because we talked about how people are just looking for things and they want them done fast. And so this solves that problem, because as soon as someone gets to your business and they text you, they DM you, they're looking for a response, right? And so I want to show you another way. So another method is you guys could text chat to this number, or you could wait. I'm going to show you a QR code that'll do the exact same thing. You can text to people's number, right? So you could text chat to this number and it's going to respond. Okay. And once it responds, if you're telling it, hey, the goal is to get people to sign up, book a call on this calendar. The goal is to get people to purchase through this page. Whatever your goal is that you tell your AI agent to do, that's what it's going to do, right? So that's another way. And we see this out in the world right now, where they're saying text this word to this number for this result, text this word for an application, text this word for 10% off, whatever that could be, right? And so for me, I know that most businesses aren't leveraging AI, and the reasons why, and why do I know this, is because I asked. The reasons why is because people think it's too new, they don't know how to use it, or they're afraid of dehumanizing the business, right? And so these are just things that we as business owners have to get out of our mind, because we can't continue to be stuck in our business, working in our business. Our health is going to suffer, our family is going to suffer, And we don't want that, right? We didn't start our business to do that. We started our business to help people and solve problems, but also make our life a little better, right? And so these things are meant to assist us in that. And I want you to understand that. So on the screen, I have an example of how AI. So after I missed that opportunity, I turned AI on my DMs and my Facebook messengers. This is AI taking a message from someone who DM'd me. I don't know who this person is, and they just asked, "Do I work with businesses in person?" Right? And so it answered, and then I told it to ask people, do they have a system situation they need help with, right? Because that's what we do. And so it went into that. So you could see that this person was interacting with it, and that was the response, right? And so another example here is somebody, these are all Instagram, someone asking on my Instagram for appointments, right? And so it booked that person into the appointments that I have. This is what it has available. Now at the time I never limited it to just 3. I said whatever I didn't program it at that time to just limit it to 3 options, but it gave the person all these options. So they actually booked, and this is actually a call that I took back in November. So it definitely works. It's not fluff, and it doesn't really go off the rails. It's what you put in it. All right. So with that being said, I want to show you guys just a couple of things I want you to keep in mind. So when we're using AI, we don't have to worry about the statistics I showed you, right? Going to voicemail, a human person off hours, or maybe they on a personal phone call and don't want to answer the phone, or maybe they don't want to answer the phone, and so they just don't, right? Because it's 4:59 and the phone is ringing and they don't want to answer it, right? We don't have to deal with any of that with AI, right? And so for me, it's just really refreshing because you don't have to have conversations and have meetings with people about how they're responding to people, or telling them over and over again. AI is going to do it every single time, right? And so it's going to handle calls and texts and DMs. It's going to book appointments automatically. It'll handle your frequently asked questions and objections, right? It doesn't get sick. It doesn't take breaks. It's working nights and weekends, and you customize it the way you want it, right? And so when we think about these AI solutions right here, those are just 2 solutions, right? To be able to solve the AI and automation problem. So when we go to the leads, right? So if you scan this with your phone, this is an interactive QR code. It's not just a QR code that's going to go to a website. What's going to happen is it's going to pull up your messages in your phone. And all you have to do is hit send. In the message bar, you're going to see the word chat, because that's the word that I picked for this, because this is a demonstration. So when you do that and you click send, it's going to send you a message back. Now, the message is for the demo, but it's going to walk you through a live demo of how this can look for you and your business. Now, for me, I use this as a capture method because when I'm out at networking events or vendor events or doing presentations like this, it's better and easier, right? It's better for them to for you to be able to do this. It doesn't take any effort for you to scan and hit send. And then it's going to ask you, what's your first name? What's your email address? What's your phone number? And then on the end of that comes the strategy, right? What do you want to happen after that? Do you want them to send, do you want to send them your lead magnet? Do you want to encourage them to book on a call? What do you want them to do? So that's where the strategy portion comes in. But using this coupled with, we could have the AI on the back end of that talking to the person, right? The same way we just saw it talk to Carrie, and book them into whatever you want them to do. If it's to buy something on your website, then you can have them buy something on your website. And so this is kind of what it looks like when you scan that QR code. This is what you should have saw when you did that. This is my actual business card, right? And so with my business card, this is a networking QR code. So what happens when you scan this QR code, I have it set up on the back end as a networking, meaning I actually saw this person, they scanned it, and it starts and goes into information about me first. Then it'll pick up and ask questions about you and your business, and then kind of qualify you to see how we can help, right? That's the AI doing that, not me. I'm not responding to the text messages. Okay. And so, wait a minute, hold on. So now I focus on capture, convert, follow up, and retain. Those are the 4 pillars that I use, right? And so I just walked you through the first 3. This is the last one, retention. It actually costs you more money to obtain a new customer than to re-engage the old ones, right? So most businesses aren't even re-engaging their past customers, even though 72% of revenue comes from existing customers, because they already know, like, and trust you. So how can AI support you in this? It's being able to do what's called a reactivation campaign, right? And so sending to your existing customers and having them chat with your AI agents to get them to either book into another service, buy another product, or just to re-engage them, to ask them for a review, which is our next thing, right? Reviews. We need reviews and we need testimonials. And so AI can answer reviews and testimonials, right? Well, not testimonials, but reviews. So as reviews are going out on your Google, the AI can respond to them, because one of the pillars that Google looks for to be able to show your business is how many responses that you have. Are you responding to your reviews? Are you getting reviews? And are they fresh reviews? You need to have fresh reviews coming in, and you need to be able to respond to those reviews. It looks for that. So businesses that do that, it shows them in a higher manner than it does businesses who don't, right? And so if we look at what we talked about, most businesses aren't leveraging AI, even though AI is available 24/7. It can transfer calls to a live person. It's programmed to communicate your business information, right, to the caller. There's no attitude, no call offs. It does exactly what we tell it to do, right? And so we want to make sure that you have this formula. You want to think about this in everything you do. So capture is the most important part, right? How can I make sure that I'm capturing people's information at every vantage point that they're coming into my business? And then conversion. I look at conversion 2 ways. Most people think of conversion as money. Conversion can be the registration from this event. You register for this event, that's a conversion, right? So what is that conversion for that particular strategy that you're putting together, right? And then follow up. We have to continue to follow up, because just because somebody isn't ready today doesn't mean they're not going to be ready down the line. And so we can utilize AI to be able to follow up, and then retention. So we have a program where we do recovery. It's called AI recovery, using your old database. And then we just, recover and let AI talk to the people on your list, right? To get them to convert into what they need, right? And so to end this up, I just want to show you on the back end what that will look like, right? So when it asks Carrie about booking a call. So when it's booking a call, it's looking at this calendar just like this. So it's not even helping you, it's helping your customer, because now they don't have to go to this link, fill this calendar out, and do all of that, right? It could just talk, look at their phone, and say, okay, yes, that date is available. I want that date. As opposed to going back and forth and something happens and they never finish this process. All of those things, AI can book them right into there, right? And then once they book it, it's going to integrate with your calendar. It's going to enroll them into appointment reminders, and it's going to send them the appointment confirmation. So that is the end of my presentation. I am going to invite everybody to book a discovery call with me. If you want to know you want to see how AI fits into your business, you can book a discovery call with me, and we'll go over those AI strategies that you can implement in your business and let you know if you can or if you can't, right? Every business can't use AI just because of the intricacies of what they have going on, right? So that is the end of my presentation. And now I will take